Hey guys, it's been a little while since I made one. Here's a walk we put in yesterday. Anyway, that black dirt out there, we have been tracking this stuff up, and dadgum, we have been ruining our side porch. So Debbie gave me an ultimatum: stay and put a walkway in, or leave and she'd get somebody new to come in and do it behind me. So I thought, shoot, as much as I got invested in her, I better stay and put a walk in. We didn't take the time to put any border around it to contain it, but I just had to do it, and so we've done it, and it's done, and it'll keep this dirt off the porch. Now I got to get a darn scrub broom and some bleach and get on the porch on one of my projects now. But I don't know if I'd showed this to you or not, but this is the fence. If you remember some of my other videos, we had some raised bed gardens on the other side of the house. Well, I robbed this fence in order to keep the dogs out of this garden area, and where we put these grow beds in. So, but we used 2x6s for the border, and then we took this PVC fencing and just did it up, trying to dress it up just a little bit and keep the dogs out. And then we built our beds. So, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you what not to do. I planted 18 or 19 of the prettiest cucumber plants you've ever seen. And these on this end still looking okay. But look down through there. This darn compost is too hot. So what we're doing, I talked to a buddy of mine this morning. He said, Doug, got to throw in a bunch of leaves in it, stir them up. He said, drop your rototiller just as deep as you can get it. And he said, stir the fire out of that thing. And I've got a big compost pile around back. We're fixing to start throwing that dirt in here on top of it. Then I'm going to till this stuff down about 7 inches and just stir the fire out of it this weekend. So anyway, story of my life. Whatever I do, if I had a fish farm, the darn things would drown. But anyway, this is going to end up being really, really nice. I kind of got ahead of myself. These plants were ready to go in the ground, and I said, I'm putting them in the ground. So that's what I did. But anyway, we'll go around here. I'm going to use that other side where the cucumbers were for eggplants and squash and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to use this side for tomatoes. And then out front, I'll plant our watermelons. But I've done the same thing with these seedling transplants. And I was looking at them earlier, and they're beginning to do the same thing. So I've lost about 60 plants. But I learned, slow down. Just don't go 100 miles an hour. So that's what we've done, and that's what we're going to do. And we've mulched inside the greenhouse. Great idea, Bobby, with the mulch. One more time. You keep giving me good ideas like you've been giving me, and shoot, you can come down and get you some more pigs. Catch my drift? Anyway, that's what we've done. I think it really dressed it up, and but man, we were coming out of here, it had gotten so darn dusty. And man, blowing that stuff out of our heads when we got home, it was just terrible. So anyway, this will solve all this. We pulled all these bags of jungle growth out, most everything under that, down through there. There's some of our tomato seedlings. These here are the green pineapples. There's homesteads. There's fox cherry. These are Isis candy. Reisentraub, as I believe how you say that. Supposed to be a German cherry tomato. These are black cherries. There's our watermelons we've got coming. The first row is Georgia rattlesnake. Then we've got 6 jubilees, and then we've got 5 sugar babies, and I've got 2 of the cantaloupes. So that's what we've been doing on this side. We have got, what have we got? We've got mini orange cherry tomatoes. And then there's our beefsteaks are coming on. There's a load of our compost we're fixing to throw on this thing, just kind of hang out, Elmo. And there's some romaine lettuce that we had planted, just beginning to come along well now. We took these little ones out of the other garden and put them in here. They're going to grow off a lot better. We just have not had time to mess with our big garden, but we only had just a few romaine lettuce, and then we planted some broccoli and cabbage, but it's gotten too hot. And I do know that it's hot, but this bed here is going to be designated for juice. So we are going to try to grow a little bit of broccoli, a little bit of cauliflower, just about 5 or 6 plants is all. I really don't care what they do as far as making the heads. Hopefully they will make some. They say they bolt real quick during the heat. You see where Cheyenne has been in my darn onions. So she's off limits in the greenhouse right now. She's on restriction. So anyway, but these little ones, they look a lot better since yesterday after coming in here. This will be juice too. This one we've only got a little bit of it, but the first row is the burgundy okra. Second row is some cowhorn. And then there's some Clemson spineless, and I don't know if you guys can see them. But in between I've got some beets planted. Again, it may not be quite the right time of the year, but we use the leaves for salads. And then the beets themselves we use in our juice that Debbie does. And by the way, I may have told you guys already, but if I haven't, Debbie went last week and had another blood test run. Perfect. Perfect once again, guys. So, I tell you what, we have become firm believers in fresh, nutritious food. And you can't get any fresher than coming outside, picking it, and going right back inside. It's just amazing things for Debbie. I'm just so excited about it. She is as well. And it feels great, looks great, and is great. So, and then here are some peas, and again, they're close, and again, there's not many, but what we do when these things start making, we just snatch them off the bush, and we take them and we juice them. We juice anything that's being still. There's some little Japanese cucumbers. There's an eggplant. On the bottom rack is some Hishiko bunch of onions. There's some more of them. There's some more of them. Some cabbage up top, broccoli and iceberg lettuce. Again, black-seeded Simpson lettuce and some cauliflower. Again, if we can just get them to make a little bit, they'll go in our juice. If we're lucky enough, we'll get some for our salads as well. And then we have Anaheim peppers and corn de chèvre, I guess is how you say that. Then some corbachi peppers, then some tequila sunrise, cigaretta de bergamo. They're supposed to be long, thin, sweet peppers, and then some sweet chocolates. Up here we have Rutger tomatoes, and there's a few more Rutgers, those first 4, and then there's Florida Market eggplant, and then the Listata de Gandia, eggplant. That's the white eggplant, and then the, what is this, Ukrainian Beauty eggplant. So that's what we got going. There's 6 little beefsteak tomatoes I just set. There's our tomatoes that had volunteered up in the garden for us. And see, this is that hybrid stuff. And they volunteered, and we got them out of the juice material. We were juicing the tomatoes and all this, and they're better boys and big boys, I believe. Maybe some type of beefsteak. But anyway, look here. Look at that one. So we don't know what kind of tomatoes they are, but they're tomatoes. And they're fixing to be ripening. So, and there's another little tiny one right there. That's right. Then some radishes. And that's what we're doing. So anyway, that's what's going on in the greenhouse. I took a load of that compost I got from my buddy and put it on the big garden. I don't know if you can see it from here. Maybe. Pull you up, but you may not be able to, but it's the same compost that we've got here. And then today we have actually been putting a bunch more oak leaves on top of that, and I'm going to start grinding that up here pretty quick and get ready for, we usually don't plant our peas until, let me back this thing back up, I was up in the trees, until August. They seem to do really well for us. We've been making some really good crops. And but this year we may go ahead and plant a spring crop of them, and I'm still debating on whether doing butter beans and green beans and that kind of stuff. But we probably will. I probably will not plant all that in peas, but Debbie's kind of wanting to plant it all in peas. So if that's what she really wants to do, I'm sure that's what we'll do. She got her a few strawberries coming. But there's those little tomatoes. But they're beginning. And what this stuff did, and maybe you guys can help me out as well. I mean, you guys know a lot more about this than I do. I'm still in the learning stages. I'm still crawling, I guess is what you'd say. I've gardened a long time. I never paid any attention to it. I throw stuff in the ground, and if it made, it made. If it didn't, it didn't. But Billy, who helped us with the greenhouse, told me, he said, Doug, he said, it's too hot. He said, I'm telling you, buddy, you should have put a little soil in there with that instead of just going straight with that stuff. So what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to cover it in oak leaves, and then I've got a bunch of, actually we'll probably put our compost down first that we're making here on the place. Throw some of that in. There's a lot of sand in it. Scatter it over this. Then we're going to cover it with oak leaves. After that, then I'm going to drop that rototiller down, like I said, and just grind the fire out of it. So, and then I'll probably set me a few more plants and see what happens. But again, I lost quite a few, but in the same breath, it was a learning experience. So anyway, but that's what we're doing, and see what it's doing to those things though? I mean, it's just cooking them. Just literally cooking them. But anyway, well listen guys, got a little long-winded. I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you watching us. And any comments that you'd like to make or any helpful information you'd like to send my way, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Your thoughts on this compost and all. So anyway, again, I'm gonna shut her down. You guys have a great day, and God bless all of you, okay? Y'all take care.